So the mudra is prana mudra. You'll be gazing to the nose. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya. Visualize yourself as Devi Anusuya. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, bite your teeth together and inhale with a hissing sound through the gaps of your teeth. The bandha is Uddiyana bandha, pulling your stomach in and up, and Mula bandha, contracting your perineum. And the japa is Om Nithyanandoham.
दक्षिण घोड़ो निकोटाने वामोटा के ऊपर आने घोड़ा संधि मिलावे भारी आड़ा पुनि पुनि दे संधि पसारी दो पकड़े अंगुष्ठ जोई दो करके ले पकड़े सोई नासा दृष्टि अचल करी राहे अनसूया आसन यही कहिए.
The next asana is Anusuyasana 2. So continue to be in Anusuyasana. Now interlace your fingers in the Parashamudra. Parashamudra is interlacing your fingers. So interlace your fingers in the Parashamudra and place your fingers behind your back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Continue to remain in the Anusuyasana. Now lean forward and down. Lean forward and down as low as possible. Feel the stretch in your hips. Lean forward and down. Bring your chin over the knees. Try to bring your chin over the knees and touch your nose to the ground. Try to bring your nose to the ground and bend as much as possible. Yes, Gustavo, yeah, good. Gatisaya, come to the asana. Place one leg on top of each other, your knees on top of each other. Place your hands behind your back. Make sure that, Gatisaya, make sure that your feet are next to your hips. Your feet should be next to your hips on your either side. Yes. Interlock your fingers behind your back and bend down. Bend as much as possible. And try to touch your nose to the ground. And keep your chin on top of your knees. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Rishika Anusuya. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, bite your teeth together and then inhale with a hissing sound. And perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa. Om Nithyanandoham.
जीवना घोड़ा की संधि ऊपरी दावा घोड़ा की संधि मिलाई रासे घोड़ा से ओले पगतल यालो आड़वाई सूदा रासे.
Now relax. Come back to a seated position. The next asana is Garudasana 2. So in Garudasana, sit on the ground with one heel pressed against the perineum and the opposite foot flat on the ground. Keep one foot pressed against the perineum and the opposite foot flat on the ground. Bring your knees to your chest. Keep your spine straight, the chest out, and place your hands on the respective knees. Sit straight, your back should be completely straight and your chest should be out. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda. Perform the pranayama of Shitkari Kumbhaka, that is, bite your teeth together and inhale with the gaps. The air should go through the gaps of your teeth. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
दावोपगमोडी येडी माहिलं गुल्पमूलद्वारिणी चेदे बेसे जीमनी पगतली दट्टी टेकी गोडो ऊंचो उबौरासे पगतली माहिली कोर दावा गोड़ा अरुपीडी माहिली कानी लगावे हाथ गोड़ा उपरी रासे दृष्टि नासा अग्र आसन कौगन कही बाती दाती जाति होई तथा बई.
Let us now move on to the next asana, which is Naradasana. Now, the foot which was close to your perineum, now sit on top of your heel, sit on top of that heel, and the other foot will be flat on the ground. Now, interlace your fingers behind your neck. The mudra is Parashu Mudra. Interlace your fingers behind your neck. So, in the Naradasana, what you'll be doing is, once you have seated comfortably on top of your, let's say, left foot, your right foot will be on the ground and your knees to your chest. Now take your hands and interlace your fingers behind your head and bring your elbows together. Bring your elbows together, and then what you're going to do is slowly twist. Twist to the side of your raised knee. So if you have raised your right knee, twist to the right side and twist as much as possible. So your arm should come outside the knee. Both your arms should come outside. Your elbows should come outside your knee. And twist. This is the Naradasana. Twist as much as possible. Visualize yourself as Sage Narada. Keep your gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as Sage Narada. Perform the Shitkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale, making a hissing sound through the gaps of your teeth, and then hold your breath as long as possible, and then exhale through your nostrils. While exhaling, you should exhale through your nostrils. And the bandha is Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum. And japa Om Nithyanandoham.
पिष्टिजुवाम पगतली केरी पूपरिता ही लगा वे फेरी गोड़ा सुदौ पनो हे जोई रचपाशिति रासे सोई व्यहरो वाम पगतली जानो तच पगतली तापरितानो उभय जोड़ी समट करी दासे सम्यक दृष्टि त्रिकुटी रासे.
Now relax. The next asana is Matsya Pitakasana. So in the Matsya Pitakasana, now place one foot on top of your opposite thigh. Place one foot on top of your opposite thigh and raise that thigh. Raise the thigh up to your knees should come close to your chest. Now wrap your respective arm around the knee of your raised foot and hold your opposite shin and extend your other arm straight and hold on to your respective toes with your index and middle finger with the prana mudra and gaze to your nose. This is the Matsya Pitakasana. So first begin with placing one foot on top of the other thigh. Place one foot on top of the other thigh and then the leg on which your foot is placed, raise the knee and bring your knee to your chest. Now the leg which you have placed your foot on the other thigh, take that hand and wrap it around that leg and hold your shin, and the leg in which your knee is on top, take your hand, place your hands in the prana mudra and catch your big toe. Gaze at your nose. Visualize yourself as the Matsya Avatara. The Matsya Avatara, the fish avatara of Bhagavan Mahavishnu. Perform the Shitkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale through the gaps of your teeth. Hold your breath as long as possible and exhale through your nose. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठन्तु गृहीत्वं मत्स्यपीठकं योनिवामेन सम्पीड्य मेढ्रादुपरि दक्षिणम्.
Now let us repeat these asanas on the other side. So let's begin with Gomukhasana. Last time if your left leg was on top of your right leg, now keep your right leg on top of your left leg. So cross your legs over each other. Cross your legs and align your knees at the center of the body. Keep your feet beside your opposite thighs and place your hands on top of the stacked knees. Gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as a cow, face of the cow. Perform the pranayama of Shitkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale with the hissing sound with the gaps of your teeth. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्पन्तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत् दक्षिणेऽपि तथा सव्यं गोमुखं गोमुखं यथा.
Now continue to remain in Gomukhasana. The next asana is Anusuyasana. So now from the Gomukhasana position, asana, hold your big toes with your index and middle fingers. From the hands placed on your knees, switch to holding your big toes with your index and middle finger. Relax your shoulders and pull your stomach in and up. You will be performing the Uddiyana Bandha. So pull your stomach in and up. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale through the gaps of your teeth with a hissing sound. Hold your breath as much as possible and then exhale. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya. Gaze to the nose and the japa of Om Nithyanandoham.
दक्षिण गोड़ो नीको डाने वामोटा के ऊपर आने गोड़ा संधि मिलावे भारी आड़ा पुनि पुनि दे संधि पसारी दो पगतले अंगुष्ठ जोई दो करके पकड़े सोई नासा दृष्टि अचिल करी रहिए अनसूया आसन यह कहिए.
Now continue to remain in Anusuyasana. We'll now be entering into Anusuyasana 2. So from Anusuyasana, take both your hands and interlace your fingers behind your back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lean forward and down. Lean as much as possible. Lean from your hips. Lean from your hips. Keep your chin on top of your knees. And try to touch your nose to the ground. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya. Perform the pranayama of Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale with a hissing sound by the air going through the gaps of your teeth, and then hold your breath, and then exhale through your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, that is, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
जीमना गोड़ा की संधि ऊपरी दावा गोड़ा की संधि मिलाइरा से गोड़ा से ओले पकतल योलो आडवाई सुदारा से.
Now slowly come up and relax. The next asana is Garudasana 2. So in Garudasana, sit on the ground with one heel pressed against the perineum. And keep the opposite foot on the ground in front of the other. Keep your spine straight, your chest out, and hands on the respective knees. Gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale through the gaps of your teeth, making a hissing sound. Hold your breath and exhale through your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
దావోపగమోడి ఏడి మాహిలం గుల్పమూలద్వారిని చేదే బేసే జీమని పగతలి దత్తి టేకి గోడో ఉంచో ఉబౌ రాసే
Continue to remain in this position. Now, whichever leg is close to your perineum, sit on top of that leg. Sit on top of that leg and continue to keep your one leg raised, one knee raised towards you, and interlace your fingers and bring your fingers behind your head. This asana is Naradasana. Interlace your fingers behind your neck. Now twist outside the raised knee. Twist outside the raised knee. Both your knees should be outside your raised knee. Keep your elbows together. Now gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as Sage Narada. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale with the gaps of your teeth with a hissing sound. Hold your breath and exhale slowly through your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
पेष्टिज्वाम पगतली केरी भूपरिता ही लगा वे पेरी घोड़ा सुदोपनो है जोई दशपाशिती राशे सोई
Now relax. The next asana is Matsya Pitakasana. So now bring your foot on top of your other leg. Bring your foot on top of your other leg and raise that knee. Raise that knee as close as possible to your chest. Now, whichever leg is on top of your other knee, take your arm and wrap it around your leg and bring your leg all the way to your other shin. Bring your hands all the way to your other shin, and with your other hand, place your hands in the Prana Mudra and catch your big toes with your index and middle finger. Yes, come on, everybody come to the asana. Gustavo Ayya, Gatis Ayya. Let's all get into the asana. Visualize yourself as the Matsya Avatara, the fish avatar of Bhagavan Mahavishnu. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale with a hissing sound through the gaps of your teeth. Hold your breath as long as possible and exhale through your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठन्तो गृहीत्वं मत्स्यपीठकं योनिवामेन सम्पीड्य मेद्रादुपरि दक्षिणम्.
Now relax. Let's now get into the Matsyendrasana. So in Matsyendrasana, what you're going to do is you're going to first extend both of your legs. Extend both the legs in front of you. Now take one foot and place it on your other thigh. Take one foot and place it on your other thigh and raise the knee. Raise the knee of the thigh in which you have placed your other foot. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your opposite hand, place the hand on one hand to your back and your opposite hand twist your body. Twist your body as much as possible and bring your elbow outside your knee. Bring your elbow outside your knee. Now place your hands on your ears and look back. Look behind to the hand that you have extended at the back and twist your body as much as possible. This is the Matsyendrasana. So let's repeat the instructions. So first extend both your feet in front of you. Extend both your feet in front of you. Now place one foot on top of the opposite thigh. And place your opposite foot on the ground with your knees raised. Now twist and bring the elbow. Bring your opposite hand's elbow all the way across outside your knee, outside the raised knee. Now keep your arm by your neck and the other hand place it behind you. The other hand place it behind you. Turn your head back and gaze to the third eye. This is the Matsyendrasana. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as Matsyendranatha, the master of Hatha Yoga. Twist your back as much as possible. Feel the stretch. Nicely stretch your spine, stretch your back. You should feel the stretch in your back, in your thighs, in your hips. Stretch as much as possible. You should look as behind as possible. Stretch your back. Perform the Shitkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale through the gaps of your teeth with a hissing sound. Hold your breath and then exhale. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanandoham.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः नम्राङ्गं वामपादं हि दक्षजानुपरिन्यसेत् तत्रयाम्यं कूर्परं च याम्ये करे च वक्त्रकं भ्रुवोर्मध्ये गतां दृष्टिं पीठं मत्स्येन्द्रमुच्यते.
Now continue to remain in the same position. Continue to remain in the same position. Now from Matsyendrasana, you'll be bringing the elbow that was catching your neck. You can extend that forward. Extend your hands and catch your toes. Extend that hand and catch your toes. Keep your fingers in the prana mudra and extend your hands and catch your big toe. Keep your hands outside your knee. Your hands should not be inside your knee. It should be outside your knee. Yes, Kailasa, Bolivia, Chinese female team. That's good. Extend your hands and catch your toes with your index and middle fingers. And your other hand, which is behind you, keep your balance and bring that hand to your ears. Keep the opposite hand to your ears. Yes, Kailasa, Bolivia, female team. That is perfect. Keep your gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a camel. Perform the Sheetkari Kumbhaka, that is, inhale through the gaps of your teeth, making a hissing sound. Hold your breath as long as possible, and then exhale with your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and japa Om Nithyanando.
आसन को गुण जो लो जाए.
Now, from this position, we're going to drop the hand that is at the back, holding your head onto the ground, and using that hand, push yourself to twist your body, look backwards, turn backwards, push yourself, exhale, and get a deeper twist. Let us perform the Matsyendrasana too. In this position, you're going to visualize Lord Matsyendranatha in your inner space, and the internal japa Om Nithyanandoham.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं झठरप्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलकण्डनास्त्रम् अभ्यासतः कुण्डलिनी प्रबोधं दण्डस्थिरिद्वं हि ददाति पुंसाम्.
Slowly relax. Now we're going to be performing the same set of sequence of asanas on the other side. We are going to be beginning with Matsyendrasana. So stretch your feet out in front of you. Place the opposite foot on the thigh. If you have the right on top of the left, this time you're going to place the left on top of the right, and vice versa. Place the opposite foot on the thigh. Now twist, bend down and twist towards the knee that is stretched. Slightly bring your knees up, as you can see, and twist on towards the side of the body. With the opposite hand, you're going to be touching your ears, placing your hands on the ears, and the other hand kept straight down in front of us. Let us all perform the Matsyendrasana. In this asana, you're going to visualize yourself as sage Matsyendranatha, who is the master of the Hatha Yoga, and the internal japa, Om Nithyanandoham.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः नम्राङ्गं वामपादं हि दक्षजानुपरिन्यसेत् तत्र याम्यं कूर्परं च याम्ये करे च वक्त्रकं भ्रुवोर्मध्ये गतां दृष्टिं पीठं मत्स्येन्द्रमुच्यते.
Slowly relax from this position. You are now going to move your hand, which was on the face, towards your feet, and then lift the other hand that is placed on the ground, getting it towards the side of your face. Hold yourself in this position, balancing yourself. In this asana, we are going to be performing the Shitkari Pranayama. You are going to suck the air through your mouth while inhaling through your mouth. You're going to make a hissing sound and then hold it as long as possible in your inner space. The air, hold it as long as possible and slowly exhale through the nostrils. Let us all perform the Shitkari Pranayama. The internal japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
आसन को गुण जोलो जाये.
Now drop the hand on your side towards the ground. Drop it towards the ground. Now in this position, you're going to use the hand towards the back to nicely press your hand down. Exhale and twist yourself further down. Exhale and twist yourself further down. Performing this asana, you're going to visualize yourself as sage Matsyendranatha in your inner space and the internal japa, Om Nithyanandoham.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलकण्डनास्त्रम् अभ्यासतः कुण्डलिनी प्रबोधं दण्डस्त्रित्वं हि ददाति पुंसाम्.
All of you can relax. Stretch your feet out in front of you. Shake your knees out, your ankles. We're going to be entering into the next sequence of asanas from this asana. The next is going to be Padmasana. Padmasana, let's all try doing it without holding on to our hands. So stretch your feet out. If you want, you can place your hands by the sides of your hips. Having supported your hands onto the ground, you're now going to pull one leg in towards the opposite thigh and pull the other leg in towards the opposite thigh as well. We're going to try and do this together. Let's all take a few minutes to perform the Padmasana. Let's all try to do it without taking support of our hands. At the maximum, try to place your hands on the ground and then try. But if you can do it without your hands, that is where you want to get at. Okay, let's all do it together. Come on, all of you try. LA male team, I think your camera is turned off. Hall volunteers, can you please ensure that the camera is on? Yes, let's all try it together. Please perform the Padmasana. Release your feet, pull it up again. Come on, even if your feet is not going up, perform the same motion, at least getting your feet closer. So slowly you will get it in. At least pull one foot up. Use the momentum and pull it up. Yes. Ma Sona, that's good. Now Ma, stretch it out again and pull it again into the same position. Don't do it slowly. Use the force, use the speed and pull fast. Yes, and repeat it on the other side. Please continue. Do it a couple of times. Now, settle down in Padmasana. Sit down in Padmasana. If you want to use your hand, pull yourself into Padmasana, please do so. As we are in Padmasana, visualize yourself as Paramashiva in your inner space. And we're going to be now performing the Shitali Kumbhaka. In Shitali Kumbhaka, you're going to press your tongue against your teeth and inhale the air through the gap of your teeth. Then slowly release the air through your nose. Let's all perform the Shitali Kumbhaka. Inhale through the gap of your teeth, pressing your tongue towards your teeth. And exhale through your nose. Now we are going to be performing all the three bandhas. We are going to enter into the Mahamudra bandha. So once you inhale, you're going to engaging your core in the Mula bandha. And once you inhale, you're going to lock yourself in the Jalandhara bandha, bringing your chin to the chest after you inhale fully through your teeth. Then slowly exhale, releasing the bandha, and now pull your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana bandha. Once you exhale, pull your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana bandha, and slowly relax. Once again, we're going to repeat this by inhaling through the gap in our teeth and hold, locking the breath inside you in the Jalandhara bandha. Release the bandha and slowly exhale through your nose. Once you exhale, pull your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana bandha. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva in your inner space and the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasadashivoham.
आसनं द्विविधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं वज्रासनं तथा ऊर्ध्वोरुपरि चेदत्ते उभे पादतले यथा पद्मासनं भवेदेतत् सर्वपापप्रणाशनम्.
Relax. Bring your breath to a normal state, inhaling and exhaling in a relaxed way. We are going to transition into Padmasana 2. As you continue to be seated in Padmasana, you're going to hold on to the opposite foot, opposite toes with your middle and index finger in the Prana Mudra. Cross your arms and hold on to the big toes. Now, in this position, you're going to visualize yourself as Devi Parashakti, Goddess Parvati, in your inner space. Let us now perform the Shitali Kumbhaka. Shitali Kumbhaka. You're going to inhale through the gap of your teeth. Hold as long as you can. And exhale slowly through your nose. Please continue to perform the Shitali Kumbhaka. the only bandha that is going to be is the Moola bandha. So we are not having the Jalandhara bandha or the Uddiyana bandha. You're only going to keep your perineum engaged, the Moola bandha. Continue to perform the Shitali Pranayama, Shitali Kumbhaka. Sit straight, keep your back straight in this position. Have the internal japa, Om Nithyananda Maha Sadashivoham.
उत्तान उच्चारणो कृत्वा ऊरु संस्थौ प्रयत्नतः ऊरु मध्ये तत तानो पानी कृत्वा तु तादृशौ नासाग्रे विन्यसे दृष्टं दन्तमूलं तु जिह्वया उत्तोल्य चिबुकं वक्षे उत्ताप्य पवनं शनैः यथा स्कृत्य समाकृष्य पूरयेत् उदरं शनैः यथा शक्त्यैव पश्चात् रेचयेत विरोततः इदं पद्मासनं प्रोक्तं सर्वव्याधि विनाशनं दुर्लभं येन केनापि धीमता लभ्यते परम्.
Okay, now slowly stretch your feet out. We are going to be entering into Kukutasana, which is, as we sit in Padmasana, we're going to have our hands in the gap between our thighs and our calves and lift our body up. Let us look at how we can perform this in a few different variations. Before we enter into this asana, we're going to first rotate our wrist, relax our wrist, warm our wrist up. So rotate your wrist, slowly pull them in towards you on both the directions. Stretch your fingers out. Now let's get ready to enter into the asana. So first, the easier way of doing it, one of the ways of doing it is you enter into Padmasana. Please enter into Padmasana. Once you are in this position, you're going to insert one hand in between the gap of your thigh and your calf, and then insert the other hand in the gap of the opposite feet. Okay, let's all do it together. So either you can insert it in one gap of one foot and the gap of the other foot, or you can insert both of it in the gap of the same foot. This is for those of you who want to try a few different alternatives. Alternatively, another thing that you can do is place your hands by the side of your hips and then lift. Now, while lifting, what we are going to be doing is first getting your butt up onto your knees, lifting your butt off the ground onto your knees, and then slowly lifting your knees up towards the sky. Slowly lifting your knees up towards the sky. Okay, settle down. Let's all do the Kukutasana in any of the variations that we want. Either the full Kukutasana, placing your hands in the gap between your thighs and your calves. Insert your hands. Now slowly lift your body up into the air. Those of you who are not able to lift it up into the air, shift your weight towards the front of your body. So you're lifting off the back of your butt. Your butt is off the ground. Hold this position. While doing so, you're going to visualize yourself as a rooster in your inner space, and the internal japa Maha Sadashivoham.
पद्मासनं संस्थाप्य नानोर्वोरन्तरे करौ निवेश्य भूमौ वासिष्ठे व्योमस्तकुक्कुटासनः.
Relax. Come down onto the ground. Relax. Come down onto the ground. Okay. So now we are going to actually wake ourselves up, and we're going to enter into a few more challenging asanas. Let's all come up together. Please stand up. Please stand up. We're going to shake our hands, legs. Just shake it out for a few moments. Shake it out, shake it out. Come on, come on, come on. Every one of you up on your mat. Just shake it out for a few seconds. Okay, just stand where you are on the mat and inhale and exhale deeply. Visualize the breath flowing in all the way from your knees into your lungs and out again. Slowly inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now we are going to be practicing how to hold our breath for a long time. So going to inhale, we are going to time ourselves and see how long we are going to be able to hold the breath. Because the next asana, which is the Baddha Keki asana, in the initial phases, if you learn how to hold your breath for a longer period of time, you'll be able to hold that position. Then after that, you can breathe in and breathe out. Now let's all do this together as you continue to stand. Inhale as much as possible and hold the breath inside your stomach. Visualize the air in your stomach. Tighten your stomach, your core, and hold. Place your hands on your stomach. Feel your stomach becoming tight, engaging your core. Feel your core muscles becoming tight as you inhale and hold. Feel yourself bringing your awareness. Do it for a few seconds. Inhale and hold. Hold yourself. You should feel yourself stable and strong as a stone. Okay, now can you all raise a hand, all of you who are able to feel your stomach engage, your core engage when you hold your breath? Can you all raise your hands? All of you, please raise your hand. If you felt your core engaged when you held your breath, raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. Now, this is going to be the major part of the next asana that we are going to perform, which is the Baddha Keki asana. Now settle down onto the ground, sit down, and we are going to be sitting down into Padmasana. We are going to be sitting down into Padmasana. Enter into Padmasana. LA male team, I'm still not able to see you. I have asked, can one of you also just check the camera, please? Ma, Sakala, and other all volunteers, can you please confirm? Please check and ensure the camera is working. Okay, now I can see. Now I can see. Thomas, I can see you. All right, good. Okay, now please be seated in front of you. Now, as you're seated comfortably in the Padmasana, see, even if you're not able to place your hands into, your feet fully into Padmasana, that's fine. Even if it is just one leg into Padmasana, which is Ardha Padmasana, that is fine. The main aspect here, get on top of your knees now. Pull yourself onto your knees, placing your hands in front of you. Placing your hands in front of you, pull your body up onto your knees. Pull your body up onto your knees. Now, as you are in this position, as you are on your knees in this position, you're going to inhale and hold your breath, just like what we did in the previous step. While standing, inhaling and holding our breath, same way we're going to hold our breath in this position. So inhale and hold. Now tuck your elbows in as close as possible to your navel center. Tuck it as close as possible to your navel center and slowly bend down, getting your head onto the ground and lifting your feet off the ground, your knees off the ground slightly, and then slowly look up as well and hold. So ideally, you can relax, yes, relax. See, ideally what we want to do is on the stomach, once we are holding in the stomach, once you are holding in the stomach, your body should go flat, which means that your body concaves backward. See, right now our body is like this, right? Your hands, just imagine this is your hand. So your hands on the ground and then your body is like this. Now what the initial few steps will be, where just imagine this is your knees, you're bending down onto your hands, your forehead is on the ground and then your butt is off. Then you lift your head off and then you hold yourself up into a concave position. So that is ideally the position that we want to enter into while performing the asana. So it becomes a very important component. Once you are in this position, you are already engaging your stomach. See, it's not that after this I'm going to hold my breath, but my core is already engaged in this. Once I am engaged, now once I'm down, hold and then lift. Okay, so the focus where we want to do is pulling our body in and up. See, don't worry that right now you're not able to do, but have it in your mind that this is where you need to get at. And it is very simple. When you tighten you engage your core. Once you engage your core, it is only about you placing your hands as much as possible and lift your body up, like onto your back up. Let's do this together. Okay, everybody on your knees in Padmasana.
And respects and blessings.
Everybody on your knees on Padmasana. Let's do it together.
All the
Come on.
Kailasa citizens, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras,
Up. Come on, get on your knees.
Dhaneshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras.
Okay, now tuck your
Consulate
stomach.
generals,
Sorry, tuck your hands into the stomach.
members of Chit Sabha,
Tuck your hands
members
into
of
the stomach.
Rajya Sabha,
And
members of
slowly
Lok Sabha,
bring your forehead to the ground. Lift your knees off the floor.
all the members
And then once you're comfortable,
Parliament of
lift
Kailasa.
your forehead off the ground as
I
well.
welcome each
And pull
every
yourself
one of
up.
you with my love and blessings.
Trying to arch your back backwards. Come on, Kailasa, Bolivia,
All
female
the
team.
VIPs
Let's all try.
who are
That is when it
here
will start. See, even if
to
you're not able to do it
celebrate
right now, start
this
trying the
Maha Kumbh
asana in
Mela
whichever step you are in.
2025, the global
Those of
conclave
you who are just
peace
beginning, you can be on your knees. While you are on your knees,
all over the
focus
world.
on getting your elbows to your stomach.
I
Focus on
welcome
getting your elbows to your
Each
stomach.
and every one of you,
So both your elbows
Honorable
join together at one
Tony
point
Wu,
in your stomach.
Mayor of City of West Covina, Los Angeles, I welcome you. The Honorable
That is what we want to focus on.
Tangara Apasa,
Okay. So I'm going to be
Mayor
taking a couple of
Autonomous
questions over
Municipal
here.
Government of
If any of you have questions in terms of how to perform the asana, come over.
Department of La
You can
Paz,
unmute and ask so that we can help
Bolivia.
every one of you to
I welcome
progress
you.
further in this asana.
Honorable
Come forward, you can
Herbert
ask, you can take the mic and you can speak.
Teboda Perez, National Deputy
We'll
of
help you.
Bolivia, Mrs. Milicia Mani, Vice President of Siriano Nation, Vice
Anybody, any
President of
questions?
Can, Bolivia, Mr. Paramesh Shah, President of Indian Association of
Nithyananda.
Los Angeles, USA, Mr. Kanak Singh Zala,
Yes,
Chairman
please
of
continue,
Indian
Ma.
Association of Los Angeles. I
I
welcome each and every one of you, and also a long list of
Mm-hmm.
people awarded Kailasa's Om Award and Global Peace Awards. Thank you for doing
Okay.
what
Okay.
you are doing.
Yes, ma, I understand.
Thank
See,
you for
what I want
being
us to focus
who you
on, we'll
are.
come to generic questions a little later. I want you to focus on questions for this
Kailasa
particular
is
asana, because I'm going to be taking some questions
have
for
you
this
all
asana
here.
specifically, where if any of you are
So I
feeling
thank
limitations or where you need help, let us focus on this
personally
asana
each
so
and
that we are all
every
able to
one of
learn. Then
you
I will attend to the
on
generic
behalf
ones, ma.
of me and on behalf of Kailasa Nation.
Okay. Yes. If any of you have
Thank
questions
you all for
specific
being
to
here,
Baddha asana, because
celebrating the Kumbh Mela,
the next one, which is going to be
Mahakumbh 2025.
the Mayurasana, you're going to stretch
Right
your feet
now,
out. It's going to be
the Amrit Snan is
a progression
happening
from this asana. So
in
if you're able to do the Baddha
Prayagraj
asana,
in
then from here
India.
flowing into that is much easier. This is like the easier
Bharat.
variation of that.
Millions
Any
are
doubts? Anybody wants to ask
taking this
anything in
sacred
terms of how to do it?
Amrit Snan
Or you can come and
till
share
today.
where you
This
need assistance
Mahakumbh
in terms of doing this
2025
asana, where you're feeling it a little challenging.
is attended
Come on, the point is for
by
every one of
more
us to do the
than
asana rather than see the asana. Let's
200
do the asana
million
together.
people from all over the world, and Kailasa takes this
Can
great
pick your mic
Mahakumbh 2025
and ask.
to the whole world, globally,
Yes, I can hear you,
to all the
Nithyananda. Go ahead.
countries.
Can you hear us, Maharaj?
First of all, we can't even. I can't even
Uh,
get.
Maharaj, can you hear us?
So happy
Okay, yes,
to
Thomas,
have you
I can
all
hear you
here
as well, but I think we are having another
for
participant
this
also
grand
speak from
celebration.
the female team. Can we just take that
And
and come to you?
We wanted to ask questions, but the mic wasn't working.
all the
Just made it work.
Kailasa's
So
temples,
there are two things that
universities,
are quite
right
difficult
now,
for me in
the
this. And the
Kumbh
first
Mela is celebrated. Amrit
so I'm
Snan
getting
is
better. Like I
happening.
said, I got a
Today we
feeling
also
in my
had
tummy,
Amrit
which
Snan
was a
in
bit a win.
Kailasa, Los Angeles,
Padmasana
and I
is
welcome
difficult for
all
me.
the devotees
Are
gathered
not that open.
in Kailasa, Los
And getting
Angeles,
my elbows to
and all
push
the
in close.
temples
My chest seems to be in the way. I can see how
and
the
Hindu diaspora
the two
gathered
elbows
in
together
Kailasa, Los
under
Angeles. I
your
welcome you
belly
Stomach,
all
yeah.
is a pivot yes for this particular asana. So it's very
Exactly.
important
My
to
love
get my elbows close enough
and
for that to
blessings.
happen. Maharaj.
Okay, so one thing that you can do, Thomas Aya, is that, see, while you're focusing, right, now bringing your elbows under your stomach is the important part of it. So what you can do
Paramashiva's message
is get your,
directly
see,
from
one is like this,
Kailasa
right, where you have your elbows together, your hand
on
together.
this
If you just
auspicious
split
day
your
of
split your palms
Mahakumbh
aside wide, then you will see the point
2025
becomes more pointing, like it
Vasanta
comes together
Panchami day.
to point at the same place. So even if you find it difficult, right, to enter into Padmasana, even if it is just one leg that you're going to put in, it is okay, don't worry about it. So
Paramasatyas
once you're in this position,
about the
just
Kumbh
open
Mela
your hand out wide and pull your hand in.
is
So when you're coming in,
Paramashiva's
the
direct
pivot comes.
message.
Don't worry that it has to touch together.
I'll reveal
Just pull it in as
one
much
by
as you
one
can. And focus
these
on bringing
great
your elbows together,
Paramasatyas,
separating your palm. Separate your palm.
ultimate
If you separate your
truths
palm,
about
your elbows will come closer. Okay? You can try different
Mela.
hand positions, either to the side or to the back, sometimes even to the front. Front, in my opinion, is a little difficult. But you can see
Just now,
which is more comfortable for you.
all of you had
The hand positions, sometimes the cross.
Amrit Snan
The focus being getting
all
your
over the
elbows
world.
together.
as
Yes,
per
thank you, Maharaj. That's interesting that I
Charyapada
can do it when I'm
and
standing up like
Kiryapada.
that.
Listen,
So just
Yes.
find the position to do it while I'm leaning over them.
in Sanatana Hindu Dharma,
Yes. See, one thing that you can
four
always do
levels
1 minute, I'll come to you. See, one thing that you can always do is when you are on your knees, whether you are having your whole knee or you're placing one foot down. Like for example, this foot on top is actually on the ground. It's not lifted off and it's on the ground. This is also okay. Just focus on getting your elbows in towards your stomach and hold. Once you're able to hold in that position, it is only a matter of shifting your weight of the body forward so that your knees lift off the ground. And once that lifts, then you lift your head off the ground as well. It's just a progression that you will get as you practice more.
And connecting this microcosm into macrocosm.
Yes, we can go to the next question.
Let's
take the next question.
Macrocosm in microcosm, this union, this
Yes, Ma Kailasa LA, female team, please go ahead.
Yoga Pada.
Somebody was asking a question.
And Jnana Pada means the vast,
Come, Ma.
great
I think Thomas here,
to
he couldn't hear us when you started asking the question.
Ultimate
The question has been answered.
oneness
The
with
question has been what?
cosmos.
Sorry? Addressed?
Paramadvaita.
Answered, yes.
Okay. What is the question, Ma? Anyway, I would like to hear from her still. Go ahead, Ma.
Paramashiva Jnana,
And the same, like I
Paramashiva Vijnana,
so how to
Okay.
manifesting.
So that's what,
all
Ma,
the
as I
great
was telling now, place
possibilities,
one leg on top
powers,
and the other leg,
all
try to
that
get it
put
in as much
together
as possible.
is Jnana Pada.
Come on top of your knees.
Understand? Now,
Okay.
all of you
Now,
had Amrit
while you
Snan.
are in this position, while you are
As
in
per Charya
the Padmasana
Pada,
position, right?
by taking
Even if you are
dip
placing
in
only
Triveni Sangam
one leg,
and sprinkling the holy water, brought
one is
from
on top,
Triveni Sangam.
the one is still in front of you.
If
It's
you
okay.
are
Just
physically
bend forward.
in
See, when you
Triveni
bend
Sangam
forward,
right now,
what happens? I want you to look at a close
you
up
all
here.
had a sacred
You have
path,
your one foot in,
sacred dip
one foot in front of you,
in
right?
Triveni
Now,
Sangam.
slowly, when you walk yourself up,
physically.
okay,
If you
when you
are
walk yourself up,
physically away
you will
from
see
Triveni
that
Sangam,
if you
like
just bring your awareness onto the
Kailasa,
feet in
Los
front of you,
Angeles,
you can
Kailasa,
stretch it.
Malaysia,
Like just keep
Kailasa,
it, it will
Singapore,
automatically turn
various
inward. It will
Kailasas
automatically
all over
turn
the
inward. So
world.
this will automatically become like this when you
And
enter into Padmasana. So that in itself
sacred
is a
Triveni
variation of
Sangam,
Padmasana.
Check.
the Amrit
Let's do this together.
from the
Let me
sacred
see your
Triveni
position as
Sangam
well. Let's do it together. Come on.
is brought
Those of you who
to
are finding
your
Padmasana a little
place,
difficult, let's try this together.
and you
One
all
leg in,
have
one leg in front,
sprinkled,
just near your
taken
shins.
that Amrit Snan
Come on, everybody. Into the position.
as per Charya Pada.
One leg onto your thigh,
Next,
one leg forward, just near your
Kriya
calves.
Pada means
Okay, one leg just near your calves.
all the
Now slowly
rituals we did
place your hands
today,
forward and tilt your body up. You will see that
gods and
automatically
goddesses
the heels come on top of the opposite
receiving their blessings.
calves. Heels
That
come on
is
top of the opposite
Amrit
calves.
Snan as per the Kriya Pada.
Your toes
That
are
is why
continuing to be on the ground.
we did all the
This is like a
sacred
first
rituals
progression.
like Rudrahoma
First step
and
towards
all
entering
the
into Padmasana.
rituals to invoke
Those of you who are finding
Paramashiva
Padmasana a little difficult,
and all the gods and
you can do
goddesses
this.
of Kailasa
Ma, can you come in front of the camera and do ma? You're at the back.
poured that water
Can you come in front of the camera and do ma so I can see
Triveni Sangam in Kumbh.
and I can help?
Kumbh
Yes,
Ghat.
please.
That is what is sprinkled on all of you. So
Yes,
through this act,
yes. Now bend
have
forward.
all
Yes,
taken
one leg in. Now bend forward.
Amrit Snan as per
Yes.
Kriya
Now
Pada.
what you do, ma? Instead of the feet at the
Now-
back, right? See, now your feet is at the back. Sit down, sit down, sit down.
It's my
Instead of
responsibility
putting your
to
feet at the
give
back, try to
Amrit
keep it
Snan
in
to
front
all
of you.
of
Now
you
pull that feet just a little forward.
as per Yoga Pada and Jnana Pada.
Okay? Yes, yes. Just pull it a little forward in front of you. Okay? Now just keep it near your calves. Just correct. Yes. Now while it is there, don't push it under the leg. Don't push it under the leg. Out. Okay. Now,
I'll
just keep it in
reveal
this
the
position. See, even if it is a little
Paramasakya's
uncomfortable, it is
secrets
okay.
about
Try and just keep it in that position,
what
and then
is
slowly walk your body forward. You will see that the
Mahakumbh Mela
leg
and
will
what
automatically bend
is
itself. Ma Sakala, you're
Amrit
covering her.
Snan.
Can you please move, ma? Thank you.
Thank you,
There are
Maharaj. That's very
4
helpful.
Kumbh Melas.
Okay, yes, I was just going to attend to the male time
Ardha
also.
Kumbh Mela,
Okay?
Kumbh Mela,
Yes, ma, are you understanding,
Purna
ma?
Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh Mela.
So just bring your
Ardha Kumbh,
awareness and try to bring your feet up
Kumbh,
in front of you
Purna Kumbh,
as you sit up in front of you.
Mahakumbh.
Okay, let's,
Once in
yes, you can
6
relax, ma.
years,
Do it a couple of different
what is
times. Try to
celebrated
just
in
bring your focus
Haridwar and
of
Prayag
keeping
is
your
Ardha
feet in
Kumbh.
front of your leg and walking yourself
Once in
up
3
onto your
years,
knees.
what is celebrated in
Okay,
Prayag,
good.
Haridwar,
All
Nasik,
right.
Ujjain
So let's all,
is called Kumbh
we're going to
Mela.
be chanting the pramana for this asana.
And
So we're going to
once in
chant the pramana
12
and then move to the next
years,
asana. I'll be showing a couple of different variations. Some of us who are able to do
what
the
is celebrated in
May I ask
Prayag,
a question on this asana?
Haridwar,
As far as the wrist
Nasik
mobility
and
and strength, is there any way
Ujjaini
to
is called
increase
Purna Kumbh Mela.
wrist mobility and strength?
Once in 144 years.
Yes, ma. The only way
What is
which I have
celebrated
seen
is
from my entire experience is that
Mahakumbh Mela.
we do this continuously. The thing is that many times we
This
start avoiding it.
year,
That it is
this
paining and then we start
45
avoiding it.
days
But only when we do this more
from
and more,
January
your
13th
wrist becomes strong. It is
to
going to be
February
hurting a little while,
26th.
but
Magara
once you get
Shankaranti
comfortable with it,
to
like in terms of, it's like how the
Shivaratri.
muscles
This
break and then grow again.
45
It's the same thing,
days
but there needs
we
to be
are
that little hurt.
celebrating
Only then it is actually going to go out of it. You're going to grow out of it. So there's
which
like,
comes
you can do the
once in
rotation of your wrist and all of that, but those are not
years.
really solutions in terms
With
of
Paramashiva's
strengthening
grace,
your wrist.
we
The wrist in
all
itself
have
becomes strong
celebrated,
only when
witnessed,
we
enjoyed,
perform the asana more and more.
enjoying
So all of these balancing asanas on your
this
wrist
great
or lifting
happening
up on
which
your
happens
wrist,
once
all of
in
these are the ones that are going to
144
bring the
years.
strength. Masona, you just have to do it little by little every day, ma, and it will become stronger.
Mahakumbh is happening
What you can
right
do,
now.
what you can always do, one thing is just to make
Understand
sure that you know you are progressing. A very,
the
very
deeper
important component
secrets,
in all of
sacred
this
secrets
is tracking your
behind
progress.
the Kumbh Mela.
If you are able to
Originally,
hold yourself in a certain
the
position, let's
gods
just
and
say 5
demons,
seconds.
the
Like for
Deva
example,
and
you're just able to
Asuras,
place your hands there for 5 seconds. In a
churned
week's
the
time,
Milky
note it again.
Ocean,
Even if it becomes 7
the
seconds,
cosmic
you make a
Milky
difference.
Ocean,
Tracking actually brings a
for
lot of difference
nectar,
and makes you understand how much you are actually
achieve
progressing and evolving.
immortality.
That becomes a very important component. Like how long are we able to sit in this
The
asana?
nectar
How comfortable am I
came,
feeling in this asana? Progression
but
is not just going to come when
the
you are able to
gods
perform the
and
asana
demons have
fully,
started
but even
fighting
how
for
much
the
your time
nectar.
you're able to spend in the existing
that
position,
time,
because that is what is going to
the
lead you to the
pot was
next
kept
step.
safely
Ma Sona, you're understanding, ma?
in 4 places
So if you
till the
actually
fight
see,
gets resolved.
before you started Nithyananda Yoga, before you, for example, before you came to
That 4
PSS,
places
how
where
much
the pot
time
was
were you
kept
able to put
is
your pressure on your wrist
Prayagraj,
before it would
Haridwar,
start aching too much and you're not able to
Nasik,
put pressure,
Ujjain.
versus now,
In
how
that
much time
4
you're able to
places
spend
that
by putting
nectar
more pressure.
spilled,
Now that is what counts.
overflow.
Are you able to see a time difference, ma?
Yes.
Maybe you
So
can tell.
I get it. I understand. When we do the, so we do
that
Charyapada in the
nectar
morning and 108, the PVK, 108.
again
Do it fast
happens,
because we
overflows
for work. So we're doing
during the
108
Kumbh Mela
and a 1.8
because of the alignment of the planets.
you know, our Trinita
A huge positive energy falls on the
Right.
planet
But I'm
Earth,
understanding now with
and
this yoga the importance of how much
that same
time
nectar
and how much detail
starts-
attention, attention to detail has to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yes.
adding in evening practice in addition would be good.
Yes, ma.
manifesting
what you can also
It's being
alternatively do
showered
is just like how we are doing,
intensely.
right? For example, in 2 hours we are covering asanas, but we are focusing on the asanas, trying to get ourselves with all the
whole
details.
planet
So even
Earth
let's say you're spending
and on
40
the
minutes,
whole
1 hour per day
humanity
in yoga in your regular day,
during
don't
this
focus on finishing the entire
auspicious
Prathama
Kumbh
Vinyasa Krama.
Mela
Rather,
time.
bring your awareness to doing those asanas, becoming comfortable in
Understand?
those asanas, and then continuing the balance the next day, just like how we are doing here in the PSS.
Sanatana
Once
Hindu
you get
Dharma
comfortable with everything, then you can perform it at a much faster pace
ancient,
while you don't lose the details.
enlightened
That makes a lot of sense. I
civilization.
appreciate you telling us that. Thank you, Maharaj. This has been very helpful.
You should know
Yes, every one of you can do that. Just like how we are doing here,
the
all of you
whole
can continue the
Sanatana
same
Hindu
even after you go
Dharma
back home.
Maharaj,
You
is
can follow the same.
focused on
Maharaj.
Yes.
enlightenment,
Yes, Aya, Shivakumaraya. Go ahead, Aya.
achieving
Injury
immortality,
on my right hand.
manifesting
You try to bring
immortality,
the elbow together.
focused
That
on
it's not allowing
Amritattva.
me to bring both
Listen.
elbow together. So
Okay.
because maybe it is
Kumbh
stuck
Mela
in the shoulder area or
is
something.
not just world's largest
Okay, so when you
religious
have injuries, right,
pilgrimage
Aya, you need to be a
or
little
world's
careful. So that is
largest
where
gathering
listening
of
to your body comes in.
humanity
Okay, whatever we are
is
sharing here, we need to
civilizational
be
phenomena.
listening to how much our body is stretching ourselves. Let me give you an example here. So I think a couple of
The whole
months back,
civilization
when I was walking, I was running, I was doing something, and then I slipped and I fell.
of
So when I
Sanatana
fell, I kind
Hindu
of hurt
Dharma
the ankle.
is
My right
focused
ankle was hurt,
on
and I couldn't enter into
enlightenment,
Padmasana for a good amount of time because it would hurt for a very long time.
becoming
But what
immortal,
actually made the difference? Now I don't have that
achieving
issue. But what actually
immortality.
made the difference is that me bringing awareness and telling that no, I want to do it. Point number one. Am I going to emphasize on the feeling that I'm not able to do? Or am I going to get it done even if it's going to take a little extra time? Because I suffered an injury, instead of doing it in 1 month, probably it might take me 3 months. But I am going to make it happen. So that's point number one. So then what I started doing is, even if I could just hold in Padmasana, let's just say 10 seconds per day. Done. It is fine. Relax. Then as time progresses, slowly increase it. Same even with your injuries. Anywhere where you are injured, right? You are not going to force yourself
Power.
onto that part of your body
Tejas.
immediately and then hurt it more. But rather you're going to listen to your body to see how much it is allowing, and from there slowly progressing it. But having the very clear intention in you that you are going to do the asana. Shivakumaraya, are you understanding?
Oneness
I got it.
with the
Thank you.
ultimate.
Wonderful, Aya. Nice to hear from you. I think I'm hearing your voice for the first time in yoga session. Nice to hear from you.
Understand
Okay, good.
Sanatana Hindu
Yes.
Dharma,
Any other questions? Kailaya, do you have some question?
the ancient
Sandeep, any questions,
enlightened
or shall we move to the next
Hindu
asana?
civilization
Sorry, I'm just having to move here and there so that I can see a
experienced
closer view of all of you.
The ultimate immortality.
Fine.
and
Let's continue. Let's go to the next
they have
variation. I'm excited for the next
also
one. How many of you are excited for the
passed
next one?
down this
The next
great
asana.
science to the generations.
So we are
is
now going to
still a
perform the next
living
asana.
stream.
The next asana is going to be Mayurasana. The
Living
Mayurasana
stream
progression is going to
of
happen from the Baddhakeki asana,
the
which is
enlightenment
while you're on your knees in Padmasana.
enlightened beings
Pull yourself onto your
and
knees in Padmasana.
enlightenment knowledge,
Insert your hands, elbows together
enlightenment way of life,
onto your stomach, and lift your body, your feet off the ground.
Kumbh Mela
Visualize Swamiji in your inner
is
space,
the celebration of
and the internal japa Om Nithyananda
2 million
Mahasadashivoham.
Sanatana Hindu
Mayuram
scriptures
padmakam kuryat baddhakekiti katyate.
Okay,
carrying
relax.
this
Let's now
great
get ready for the next.
enlightenment knowledge.
The next one, we can do it in two
the
variations.
sacred secrets
So
of
one, while
enlightenment.
we are on our
And
knees, okay, you can be on your knees. You're on
It
your
is the
knees.
celebration
Once again,
of
you are bending your elbows together. placing them on your stomach,
million pilgrim centers.
and then slowly lift your knees up.
And
We're going to lift our knees off the floor first.
26,000
Show the demo together.
indigenous nations.
Your knees off the ground. Your elbows
10,000
first, yes.
indigenous
And then your knees off. You can see the knees are
coming
off.
together.
Then slowly move your body, the weight forward onto the ground, your forehead onto the ground slowly,
Celebrating
and lift your feet off the ground. You can do one at a time as well. And then lift both.
Amrutattva,
And then slowly bring your head
Amrita,
in front of you.
nectar.
Now, this is Mayurasana.
Understand?
So we can either enter into this position from the Baddhakekiyasana, which is the previous
Paramashiva
asana.
defines
While you're in this
clearly
Padmasana, your feet in Padmasana, you're going to stretch your feet out.
what is nectar,
You're going to stretch your feet out
what
and
is
hold.
Amrutattva.
Or you can do it from the lying down position while we are on your
Nectar
knees. Let's do it together.
is the pure
All of you
tejas,
on your knees. Let's do the knee variation, which is a little more easier.
supernal effulgence,
All of you on your knees.
the pure ultimate cosmic consciousness
Okay, let's do it together. Everybody on your knees.
which can make you
On your knees.
enlightened
Hands
and
in front of
immortal
you. Shoulder width apart.
just by even
Now
a touch.
rotate your wrist
Upanishad
to the back.
says,
Your fingers facing back. Your knees continuing to be on the ground. Your feet on the ground.
only
You're going to
by
first
the
just
tyaga,
rotate
Amritattva
rotate
is
your
achieved.
hands towards the back
Krishna
while
says in
your
the Gita,
palms are pivoted to the ground.
Swalpam
Okay,
apyasya
now
dharmasya
slowly
trayate mahato
bring
bhayam.
your body forward. See,
Even
please
if
see
you
the variation.
practice
So from this
little,
position, I'm going to move my body forward. So when I move the body forward, automatically when I bring my
This
elbows together, my body comes
great
in.
science of enlightenment
tuck it in.
will liberate you.
And then
From
lift
the
the feet,
great
lift the
fears.
knees,
I'll
Off the
explain
ground.
this both the points.
hold in this
Tyage
position.
naika
Once you get
amritattva
comfortable,
manasuhu
slide your body slightly forward
Swalpam apyasya
and lift your
dharmasya
feet up.
trayate mahato bhayat. Both what Upanishad says and what
Lift your feet up. We can
Krishna
lift it
says in the
one at a
Gita.
time, or we can lift it two. We can lift both the feet together. Let's do
also
the
one
first
our
variation
great
of it, where
Upanishadic
we're going to
rishi
stretch our feet out.
addresses
All of you on your knees, everyone on your knees, hands in front of you,
all of us as
hands in front of you,
Amritasya putraha.
hands in front of you, shoulder width apart.
Listen,
Now slowly rotate your hands, rotate your
Sanatana
hands
Hindu Dharma introduces you to
inward,
yourself
rotate your hands inward,
not as sinners,
and
no.
slightly bend forward, move your
Not as a
body
weak
forward,
human
and
beings
put your
who need to be
elbows into your
slave
stomach
of somebody. No.
and lift your knees off
It
the
says
ground,
very
lift your knees
clearly,
off the ground and
The
hold this position.
Upanishadic seers
Let's all hold this position. Come on, lift, lift.
address all of us
Hold this
very
position.
clearly. Shrunvandu Vishwe
See, even if your
Amritasya
elbows are not going all the
putraha.
way in, right? They're not touching each other.
Vedaham
Even if
eham
it's placed at the
purusham
side
mahantam.
of your stomach,
They say,
even if it
they
is not
call
touching but
upon us,
placing just at the side of your stomach,
"O
it's okay.
sons of
It's okay to get started with.
immortality, listen,
Your focus is going to be lifting your
Shrunvandu
knees off the ground and
Vishwe,
hold for a few seconds.
listen, O sons of immortality.
Holding for a few seconds. If you feel your wrist, you're getting a little overstrained on your wrist,
They know the
relax
truth.
it and
Vedaham
you're going to place it the
eham
other way on the
purusham
ground
mahantam. They know the
and
truth
press it down
and
to
they
the
are
ground.
here to give the truth.
press your wrist on the opposite
Shrunvandu
direction
Vishwe
onto the ground
Amritasya putraha.
and then rotate your
Vedaham
wrist.
purusham mahantam. Adityavarnam tamasaparastat. Listen.
All right, let's do this together now. Everybody, you're going to do whichever is the comfortable position for you. Everyone on
One
your
side.
knees, hands in front of you, shoulder width
The
apart.
Upanishad,
Now rotate your hands
Sanatana Hindu
inward, your
Dharma's
palms inward.
core scripture.
Bring your elbows
The
as close as
essence of the
possible to your
Vedas,
stomach,
Upanishads
pointing
declares
together. And slowly
all of
lift
us
your knees off the ground first. and then you can lift your
Sons
feet
of
off the ground.
immortality,
Keep your
Amritasya
core
putraha.
engaged as you
Then
visualize
same
yourself as a
Upanishad
peacock in
declares,
your inner space, and the
Tyagena
internal japa
amritatvamanasuhu.
Om Nithyananda
Then
Mahasada
Bhagavad Gita
Shivoham.
declares, Swalpamapyasya
अतव
dharmasya
क्षेमः
trayate
देव
mahato bhayat.
मयूरासनमुत्तमं भूमौ निपाद्य हस्तौ द्वौ कूपरोपरि
Before end of
देहकम्.
this satsang, I will reveal all these three,
Relax.
how they are intensely connected,
Next, we are going to be entering into
three
Makarasana.
different
In
dimensions of the truth.
Makarasana, we are going to be lying down on our stomach. Lie down on your stomach, your feet wide apart, and make sure that your feet are pointing outwards. So from this position, you want to rotate your feet out,
You
your
were
feet
never-
facing outward. So this will become a little more easier when you have a gap between your feet, right? Then this position becomes easy. It is rather than this where your feet are together, when you open your feet out, then rotating the feet and placing the heels on the ground is much easier. So make sure that your feet are split, your toes outward. Now bring your hands interlocked behind your head. Bring your forehead onto the ground. Bring your forehead onto the ground. Please bring your forehead onto the ground. Now, we are going to be performing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is just inhaling and exhaling in a comfortable position. Inhale. Just hold the breath comfortably for a few seconds and exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath comfortably and exhale. Ma Parameshwari, forehead on the ground. Yes. Hands interlocked behind your neck. Hands interlocked behind your neck. Some of you are having your hands on the head. Try to move it to the neck. Inhale and exhale. Visualize yourself as a crocodile in your inner space with the internal japa Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham.
अध्याससेते हृदयं निधाय भूमौ च पादौ च प्रसार्यमानो शिरश्चृत्वा करदण्डयुग्मे देहाग्निकारं मकरासनं तत्.
Now, from this asana, we are going to be entering into Shalabhasana. In Shalabhasana, as you are in this position, you are going to place your hands beside your chest. Hands beside your chest. Now, as you place your hands beside your chest, you are going to be bringing your feet together at the back. Bring your feet together at the back, pointing outward, bringing it together, pointing outward. Now, place your forehead onto the ground. Place your forehead onto the ground and lift your feet up straight from your hips, as high as possible from your hips. So your forehead is on the ground and your feet are lifted off the ground. Feet together, lift yourself and hold. If your feet is dropping down, again lift yourself again. We are going to be performing the Shalabhasana. This is Shalabhasana. Visualizing yourself as a locust in your inner space. And the internal japa Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham.
अध्याससेते करयुग्मं वक्षो भूमिम् अवष्टभ्य करयोस्तलाभ्यां पादौ च शून्ये च वितस्थितोर्ध्वं वदन्ति पीठं शलभं मुनीन्द्राः.
Relax, put your feet down onto the ground. The next asana is going to be
Amrita.
Ushtrasana. In Ushtrasana, as we are lying down,
means
we are now going to be bending our knees,
immortality.
getting our feet closer to the butt. Bend your knees, get your feet closer to the butt. Now hold on to the respective
Amrita
ankles or
is
feet with your hands.
super consciousness.
Hold on to your respective ankles with
in
your
the
feet.
form of elixir,
Sorry, with your hands.
which gives you
Now-
immortality.
Okay, here I'm going to show a easier variation in terms of that's going to help us stretch a little. So I want every one of
Now
you to look up onto the screen
understand
just for a few seconds, and then we'll get back to this position.
About the secrets of
Now,
immortality.
the point here is to get our feet as close as possible towards the ground. Okay, so when you are down right on this position, you want to get your feet as close as possible to the ground. So you can do it one leg at a time.
Means
So rather than doing two, for many of us, two will
waking
get
up
stuck
to the
here.
truth.
So keep one down. So you tilt your body weight
You
to the other
have
side,
no
hold
death.
and
You
pull
are
your feet down
eternal.
as much as possible. You're going to pull your feet,
the
your hands
concept of
near
death
your toes. So when you come down, you're
has
going to
no
press it through your toes.
existence.
Your focus is to get it all the way
Listen
down.
carefully.
Then you're going to repeat it on the other side. Okay, you're going to repeat it on the other
All
side.
ideas
Then you can do it
about
with both your hands together.
False.
Okay, let's do this together. Come on, the focus is to get the feet
Whether
all
you
the way to the
carry
ground.
fear of death
Everybody on your stomach.
or
Now hold your hand, hold your
Due
feet
to
with your
the-
hand and pull it down as much as you can.
anger towards
Each of us
the
need to do
life
this by
you are
ourselves.
waiting for death,
Only you will know
or
how
you
much of pressure
voluntarily
and force you can
invoke
apply
death through
to get it down
suicide
close to the
and
ground.
suicidal lifestyles in any level.
Yes, Sandipaya, come on, let's do it together.
Death is myth. Realizing this truth,
Pull your feet to the
waking
ground,
up
switch
to
sides, left
this
and right.
truth, waking
Hold,
up
hold and pull, pull, pull.
to
See, I'll give you one
your
small technique
being,
here. Move your knees.
which
Have a little gap
never
between your knees.
dies.
Don't place it together.
which
Widen
lives
the gap
eternally,
between your
which
knees.
is eternal,
Widen the gap between your knees.
is
And then pull your feet down
immortality.
towards the ground. Pull your feet down all the way. Yes, Sandipaya, wow, you're doing a good job. It's a good
Soon,
extent all the way down. Wonderful.
Quantum physics will
Let's all perform the Ustrasana.
catch
Come
up
on,
with
pull
Vedic
down and hold
science,
with both the
because
hands.
I am seeing
Hold on to
quantum
your feet
physics is traveling
With both
in
your
the right
hands and pull
direction.
down. And
They already
hold as
started
much as you can. Pull and hold. You're
Waking
going to
up the truth
visualize
about the
yourself
parallel
as a camel
universe.
in your inner space.
Even if they
And the internal
establish
japa,
one or two
Om
truths
Nithyananda
about the parallel
Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्.
universe,
अध्याससेते पदयुग्मं वष्टं पृष्ठे निदाप्य धृतं कराभ्याम् आकुञ्चयेत् सम्यक् गुदरास्य गादम् उष्ट्रं च पीठं
by
योगिनो वदन्ति.
Hindu seers millions
Relax.
of years ago.
Now from this position,
about
we are going to enter
immortality.
into the next.
Listen,
The next asana we are going to be entering into is the
this is
Dhanurasana.
the message
Dhanurasana, many
for
of us
the
actually
whole
make a mistake.
humanity.
So I'm going to be helping you guys understand what is the right way of doing it.
From
Now, I want all of you to sit up for a
Sanatana
moment.
Hindu Dharma,
Come up on your knees. Just sit down on your knees for a moment.
You
Now,
are
you're going to place your
immortal.
hands on your stomach, okay? Now, you have
You can
the lower
wake
abdomen,
up
which is
to
right
this
below
great
your navel,
truth
and then you
of
have your stomach,
immortality.
your navel, and every one of it. Now, the balance
You
is
are
going to happen
immortal.
below your navel.
You
It's not
can
going to happen
wake
on your
up to
stomach.
the
Please
great
understand.
truth of
Every one of you,
immortality.
bring your hands to your stomach. Bring your hands to the stomach.
Amritasya putraha
Okay, now
Shrinvandu
feel the
Vishwe.
lower abdomen, which is below your
Means
navel center. The
listen.
balance is going to happen
Oh,
here,
whole world,
not here.
Vishwe.
Okay, so when we are on the ground
Oh,
flat,
world,
the amount we need to
listen.
pull ourselves or where you want to shift the weight
Amritasya
is on your
putraha.
lower
You
abdomen
are
and
all
not your stomach.
Sons
Because
of
if you pull yourself to the
immortality.
stomach and you try to lift, your body will not go
You
up
do not
and
have
it will be very uncomfortable. But if
You
you
all have
shift your
manifested
focus to the
from
lower abdomen
immortality.
and then pull your
You are
body, you
not
just need to shift
son
your weight.
of
I'll show that
someone.
also. You just need to shift your body weight itself
You
towards
are
the lower
sons
abdomen
of
and then pull your feet,
immortality.
it will go up. Let's
You
do this. Let's
manifested
see how to do it.
from
So on
immortality.
your stomach, everybody, you can see, first just see
That
it.
Sat
Okay,
Chit
now while I am in
Ananda
this
which is
position
in
itself,
you.
I have positioned myself trying to bring my awareness not on my stomach, but rather on my lower abdomen, just below my
Wake
belly
up
button.
to that
Now hold on,
dimension of
and then
you.
while pulling back, Okay, I am pulling back all the way from my lower
Realize
abdomen. So I'm
that
not pulling like
dimension
this,
of you.
rather I'm pulling myself back.
Strengthen
Okay, pulling
that
myself back
dimension of you.
into the lower abdomen.
Manifest
So
that dimension of you.
this
Live
is the way when we
that
perform,
dimension
we'll be
of
able to
you.
hold this position for a lot
Listen.
longer time. Everybody,
Listen
let's do it
carefully.
together. Okay, all of you on your stomach, bring your focus onto your lower abdomen. You're not going to lift. Just hold on to your feet. Just hold on to your feet.
Any idea you carry about you,
Either 1 foot or 2 feet, whichever you
other
can.
than
Now slowly
you being immortal,
bring your weight, shift your weight, bring your awareness to the lower
Amritasya
abdomen and slowly pull
immortality
kick your feet back.
manifesting.
Okay, you're not pulling your feet forward, rather you're kicking your
Any
feet back.
idea
You're
you
rolling
carry
yourself
about
back.
you other than
That pushes you onto your
You
lower abdomen.
being
Pushes you onto your
immortal
lower abdomen. So focus on kicking your
is a
feet back as your hands are holding onto your
only
feet.
truth,
As your hands are holding onto your feet, focus on
absolute truth,
kicking your feet back and
ultimate
up.
truth about
You will automatically
you
enter
is
into the
you
Dhanurasana.
are
Relax, let's do it together. All of you relax.
manifested
Relax. We'll do it together now.
from immortality.
Hold on to your feet.
So you are immortal.
Hold on to your feet. Now shift your weight
Listen to this great truth.
onto bring your awareness onto your lower abdomen.
The
Now
sacred
kick your
secret,
feet back. Roll your body
royal
back towards
secret
your lower abdomen.
about
Visualize yourself as Lord Shiva's bow
immortality.
in your inner space. And the internal japa, Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham.
प्रसार्य पादौ विदण्डरूपौ करौ च पृष्ठे पादयुग्मं धृत्वा धनस्तुल्यवितस्थिताङ्गं
You are
निगद्य
not
योगी
within
धनुरासनं
the
तत्
frame of time
Slowly
and
relax.
space. Time and
Now,
space is
come back
within you.
onto your knees in Bhagasana. Sit down on your knees. While you're on your
You
knees,
are not bound
before we
by
sit up, we're going to slowly
anything known
bend
to
forward.
you.
Bend forward, hands stretched
Anything
out in
known
front of
to
you.
is
Okay,
under
hands stretched
you.
out in front of you. We're going to do the counterclockwise
You are not
pose to
bound
relax and
by
stretch out
any
our back.
of the experiences
All of you get on top
went
of your
through
knees
or
and
going
body,
through,
bend
will
forward.
go through.
Stretch your hands out.
All
You can have your
experiences
partners
you had, having, will
support you
have.
here, pressing your back down gently onto the ground
Are under
so that you
you.
get the opposite stretch.
The experiences are like a scene happening on the screen.
Hold yourself down in this position
You
for
go
a
to
few
movie
seconds.
theater, you see various scenes
And then the
on
other
the
partner
screen.
can do it. You can switch partners and do.
The scenes
Get yourself
cannot
a good
bind
stretch
the screen.
in the opposite
Screen
direction.
is the basis for the scenes. So understand,
In these, there are different variations that you can try where, for example, you can lift your hip off the floor of your butt. Lift the hip off and stretch your hand in front of you, nice and wide.
you should all realize the truth.
So
You
this is
are
another variation
the
that you can do.
seer.
Alternatively, what you can also do is
Experiencer.
split your feet
Beyond all the
apart
experience.
and bend down. You can also have a little gap in between your knees. Have gap in between your
Experiencer
knees.
is pure consciousness.
Have gap in between your knees and then fully bend down.
Pure
As you're having gap in between your
consciousness,
knees.
supernal
And then sit down back
effulgence,
onto your butt.
Sat
As you're having gap onto your knees.
Ananda. Oh, sons of
Okay.
immortality.
Now slowly bring
Wake
your
up to
forehead
the
as
original
close as
truth,
possible to your
your
knees. So you're going to
original
round
state.
your back. Round your back, bringing your forehead as close as possible to your knees. Round your back. Come on, every one of you, round your back.
Wake up to your original
Bringing your
state.
forehead as close as possible to the knees. Round your back. Now the point is not to stretch forward, but rather rounding our head,
Waking
getting it
up
as
to
close as
your
possible to the
original
knees,
state.
to a comfortable position.
You are
Slowly.
immortal is
You can sit down on your
having
knees in
Amrit
Bhagasana.
Snan as per
Sit down on your knees, knees
Jnanapada.
together.
And
Place your hands, place your palms
I
on your
quoted
knees.
one more Upanishadic verse. Tyage naika
Visualize Swamiji in
amritatvamanasi.
your inner space,
Without tyaga, this
performing the Sahaja
immortality
Kumbhaka,
is not
inhaling
achieved
and
from
exhaling
Upanishad.
in a
Now I will
relaxed way.
explain that. Listen carefully.
Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line.
You renounce
The internal japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उल्टा मोड़ी पावदो वैसे बहरो जगति करे एक वैसे पावन महिला गुल्पज जो खुला पासिदीला वैसो.
Now,
you
just sit
renouncing
in the same position
all the myths, lies,
in a relaxed way, bringing awareness to your breath.
half truths, delusions you carry about you.
Inhale and exhale.
Renouncing all of that is tyaga.
Inhale and exhale.
Decide today. This is the fruit
Inhale
of
and
today's Amrit
exhale.
Snan. Take this fruit result.
Now, slowly bring your hands in front of your
this
heart in the Anjali Mudra,
as the result of today's
joining
Amrit
your palms
Snan.
together.
Decide
Bring your awareness to your Ananda Gandha,
consciously
visualizing Swamiji in your inner
to
space.
renounce all
Let us
the
all
lower
offer our gratitude to
identities,
Swamiji by
false
chanting the Purna Mantra.
identities, false ideas
Om
of
Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
fake
Purnasya
identities you
Purnamadaya
carry about
Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Wake up to
Sarvam
the
Bhagavad
truth.
Shri
You are
Nithyananda Paramashiva
immortal.
Padukarpanamastu. Om
I will reveal
Nithyanandam.
Paramasatyas.
Thank you everybody for joining in. I see a couple of us who came a little late.
To
Let's make sure
establish
that
and
we have next few more
prove
days, but let's make sure that we are
you
sticking in
are
together
immortal.
and doing this
Shastra
together.
Pramana,
Okay, so let's all give a good hands
Pramana,
for every one of us
Atma Pramana, and
for
Sakshi
performing the asanas
Pramanas.
together. So now we are going to be having a breakfast break. We are going to be
One
having a
by
breakfast
one.
break. So we're going to have 1 hour of break. We're going to
Paramasatyas
gather
to
back for the
show
next
you
session by
you are
10 a.m.
immortal.
We're going to be coming back by
Listen.
10 a.m. So change your dress, have your food, join us back for the next session. Thank you, everybody. Nithyananda.
Shastra Pramana. Repeatedly, Upanishads, Vedas, repeatedly declare
Yes, Aya. Yes,
you
I'm
are
here.
the Atman, pure ultimate consciousness, Satchit
Sandeep Aya, can you repeat?
Ananda Swarupa, not only unborn, can never die.
Increase the strength in the wrist. Is that what you're asking for?
immortal,
Okay.
even
Yes. So there are few things, Aya, that
the
help us
deeper
with
secrets about how
strengthening
to
our wrist, right?
manifest it.
Most of it that if you see, right, it is those that
beautiful
where you hold
Apta
on, shifting your
Pramana
weight onto the wrist, that is what is going to strengthen it.
Mahabharata.
And alternatively, what you can also do is if you
There's
have a
an
dumbbell
episode called
and
Yaksha
you can
Prasna,
just lift your wrist. So it's
where
more of like the
Yudhishthira
wrist curls.
goes and
They also help strengthening our wrist. So you can
has a
take, let's say, a
conversation with
book,
Yaksha,
or if you have water bottle,
and
you
the
take the water
Yaksha
bottle
questions
and
Yudhishthira.
just
If
bring
you have a
your
time, you can read the story.
wrist up and down.
Four
It's more
Pandavas
like, since
bring
it
the
is a
water
small joint, right, and it
from
has a lot
the
of small
well
bones over there.
protected by the
So the main thing that is going to strengthen it is
They are
slowly
made to
increasing the
faint,
pressure over
are
time.
pushed into
And that
kind
is
of a
how the strength builds in the
state
wrist.
by
So for
yaksha.
example, if today we are able to hold only for a few seconds,
And
then
Yudhishthira
trying to push it on for at
talks
least a
to the
couple of more
yaksha, and
seconds, even if it
yaksha
hurts,
asks him
then in 3 days time you will see that
many
became
questions
easier.
in that one
That is how the strength actually
itapparam
builds as far as wrist is concerned, or any smaller
What
joint is
is the
concerned for that sake.
greatest
So try to
surprise,
see, even in your
ultimate
normal seating
surprise in the
position,
world?
just try to slowly put your hands. You don't even have to lift yourself.
Yudhishthira says,
Even when you are seated
"Aham
normally,
yagani bhutani
press your hands on the
gachanti
floor and just
yamamantiram,
lift your
seshas
body into the
tiramischanti
hands.
kimascharyamitapparam."
So that way you're putting pressure. Then once you're placing your hands
He
this
says
way, then try
every
placing it the
day
other, and then
millions go to
increasing the
Yama's
pressure on this
abode,
side.
but the
You can
people who
also
are
alternatively
remaining
clench your
continue to
wrist
think
and then
that they
lift
are
and
going to be
hold.
here forever,
So it is this
eternally.
basically more
What
activity,
else can be most
more
surprising
movement.
than this?
The more and more we do it, that is where it actually builds strength.
Always
And wrist curls does actually make a lot of difference.
the
If you have like a
Bhashyakara's
dumbbell out there,
commentators
just doing the wrist
who
curls, holding on the
speak on this
dumbbells, and then
Mahabharata,
performing the wrist
this
curls will make a lot
episode,
of difference.
they
And you can just
try
split
to
it out through the
describe
entire day.
this from the
Anytime, just few
angle,
seconds as you have a break,
you
just do the
should
wrist curls and then put it
learn
aside.
about
It'll make a lot of difference.
impermanence of the world from this verse. See, just like people are dying every day, you are also going to die. So don't be deluded. You are going to be here forever and learn the great truth about the
Can you speak a little closer to the mic, Kaila?
impermanence
A little
from this
closer to the mic.
verse.
Your voice is a
But
little
I
too
tell
feeble.
you, no.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, much better. Yes, please.
How
I
can you
question. I should. You can see
seeing
me.
continuously so many
this
people
position-
Go ahead, I
die?
can see you.
In this position,
Believe deep
if
down inside
when
you
I raise my hand
that you
over,
are going to be here
Mm-hmm.
forever
pain, but this hand
without
is okay.
death unless
Okay, understood.
there is some component of
Okay,
you.
see, it seems
There
to be
is
only a
something inside
local
you which
muscle
has no
catch.
depth.
So what you can do is you can do the stretch, okay? One,
Listen.
you're going to get
Look
your
at this
arms
verse the other
in front
way.
of you, the other hand, and pull it towards the side as you straighten this out,
verse
okay?
of
Pull and
Yudhishthira
straighten this out. And the other thing
is
that you
not
can do, I'm going to be
talking
showing you the
about
other variations, a very
impermanence. That is
simple
very
one.
superficial.
Find a wall behind you,
That is
okay?
very
You're going to be trying it this way. You're going to find a wall near you,
Look deep,
place your arms and just stretch.
understand.
So this way you're going to bring your
There is
elbow in,
something
okay? Your shoulder in. Stretch, your shoulder
There
in
is
and hold.
some
This itself
component of you.
Makes a lot of difference. You just have to
There is
the wall,
some
support to the wall
dimension of
and
you.
move your
There
elbow
is some
in
part of
and hold for a
you
few seconds.
which knows
And then relax.
you are never
And then do
going
it the
to
other
die.
direction. You can just rotate
There
your
is something
palms
you
in
which
different
is
directions.
never going to
That
be
itself
burned.
will stretch
That is why
your hands and
even
your
when
shoulders.
you
So this will
see
give you a good amount of
millions
relief
dying
when you
and
want to
going
just
the
stretch your
Yama's
hands out a little more.
abode.
Okay, thank you.
Ahan
All right,
yahani
okay.
bhutani gachanti
Thank you, Aya.
yamamandiram
Nithyanandam.
seshas tiramichandi kimascharyamitapparam. In this whole
Yes, ma, Nithyanandam.
verse, Yudhishthira does not talk
Sometimes I find
about
it's very difficult to
you
hold
becoming
my
non-existent. No,
Mula
he says
Bandha.
Uh-huh.
people
But
go to
sometimes I can
Yama's
do, sometimes
abode.
I cannot. Is there
If you become
anything I need to learn?
non-existent,
Are
how
you
will
speaking
go
about
to
Mula
some
Bandha or
place?
Udyana Bandha? Mula Bandha is actually very easy.
So,
See,
The bottom one, the
you
bottom one.
going to Yama's
okay.
abode
The bottom one is
means
actually not difficult, ma. It is more of your
you
awareness.
only change
Where
place.
you just tighten
You
your
don't
butt
die.
together. That is all is Mula Bandha.
Ahan yahani
As much as possible, you're going to tighten your butt together. That is all is Mula Bandha.
Yamamantiram.
So it's more of you bringing awareness into your body. It will be a very subtle difference if you see from the seated
Listen.
position. I'm not even sure if we can capture this in the camera. While
If
you're in
you
the seated
read
position, this is, let's say, normal.
superficially and
When I'm entering into the Mula
understand
Bandha, I'm just going to
this
tighten. So you will see that your butt
Yudhishthira's
becomes tight. From a loose,
to
it becomes
Yaksha
tight.
Prasna,
That's all is the difference,
You will
Mula Bandha.
feel
Are you
like-
understanding, ma?
Yudhishthira is
Yes, I
talking
understand,
about
but just
impermanence.
sometimes I cannot hold it
If
for
you
a long time.
decode, if you
Understood.
get
it is
deeper,
not actually not able to hold.
you
It's
will
actually you
understand
losing
Yudhishthira
awareness.
is revealing
When you feel that you have lost it,
great
bring your awareness
secret
back and hold it.
that
Whenever you
are
see, whenever you have
immortal,
awareness, it will be tight. When you
which
lose awareness, for
goes
example,
to
you're trying to do some other
Yamamandiram
position,
is
right? And then you
immortal.
lose your awareness from here and goes into
So,
there. That is when it becomes loose. But when you bring your awareness back, tighten it. It is only
because there is
awareness.
something
Are you understanding,
immortal
Ma?
in you,
Yes, I understand.
even
And every time when I
millions
do this
going
bandhan,
to
I feel my
Yamamandiram
feet, they are very
does not
nervous. They are tense.
convince you
Is
to
it normal?
believe
Yes, yes, it
you
is
are
right. You are
going
supposed to
to
tense. That is the whole
die.
bandha itself.
You are
Wow.
not
Okay.
going to be
Okay. Got it.
eternal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen.
Okay, good. Thank you, Ma.
Nithyananda Maharaj.
Yes, Ma, Nithyanandam.
Ahanyahani bhutani
Ma, you need to be a
gachanti
little louder.
yamamandiram.
Go ahead,
Seshas
go ahead.
tiramichandi
Yes, yes, go ahead.
I'm
kimascharyamitapparam.
getting pain in my neck. and
Even if
shoulder
millions
here
go
and
to
here.
Yamamandiram,
I've been getting that every
you
time
know
I'm
there is
doing
something
yoga.
in
So I don't know
you
if I'm doing something wrong.
which does
Posture
not
is wrong or
die
something.
even when you go to Yamamandiram.
No, it is not wrong.
Hold on
It
to
is not
that.
wrong. It is just that, see, body
Catch
needs to
that.
align itself. Like,
Manifest that.
it needs to come back to a
Strengthen
neutral
that.
position, okay? So don't worry
Empower
about
that.
any pains that you get during
Enrich
this time.
that.
I can help you with
Manifest
different
that.
stretches that can relax, but don't
Ready
worry about
that.
it. As far as you're concerned, don't worry, it is a
This
good
is
stretch only, because
the
there are
secret
many things
of
which have been, let's say,
nectar.
overloaded or
Amrita.
imbalanced. So when you perform these asanas, all those start getting released. That is why you're having a little bit
Renouncing.
of pain. Sometimes people get back pain also. For
Sacrificing.
example, if you have never sat straight in your life and then you
All
start sitting
that
straight in
can
your life, you will
die
actually
in
start getting
you.
lower back pain because you have never sat that way. But
Renouncing
it is only the initial
all
periods.
the
You're understanding?
identity
So when you have the shoulder
that
pain or the
can
neck
die
pain,
in
just
you.
do a nice good rotation.
Renouncing
Like every time that you
all
come,
the
just pull your head
ideas
to
that
left,
can die
to the
in
side, back,
you is the
and front,
jaga
and
you
hold
need to
in those
do, nothing
positions.
else.
Okay, stretching your neck
Listen.
out and hold in those positions for a few seconds
Fear
to the left
is
and right.
nothing but
It's okay. Just as you do it more and more, it'll become clear. It'll become
self-fulfilling
easier.
prophecy.
Okay. Okay.
Are you understanding, Ma?
Yeah, understood.
The fear
Thank you.
Thank you,
makes
Ma.
what you
Yes, yes.
fear
Nithyananda, Ma.
as truth about which you are fearing.
Two people are speaking. Bolivia is also speaking. LA is also speaking.
That
Can one
is
of you speak?
made to appear
Anyone?
as
Can we go?
truth, reality, just because of the strength of the fear you carry. Listen, fear is self-fulfilling prophecy. I'll give you an example. The intensity of the fear you carry for the ghost makes the ghost appear as reality.
Yeah, she just said her feet are very tight.
Why ghost
And
is called
she
ghost?
could not
Because
do
it is ghost, it
Panamasana.
has no
And every time when
reality.
she tries to do anything related to the legs, her heart
Why ghost is
feels very
called ghost?
painful.
Because it is ghost,
Understood.
because
So
it has
ask
no
her. Yes, yes.
real
Correct.
substance.
Understood. So whichever position she's able to hold, right? For example, if she's able to place one foot on top and then one down, let her just hold in this position and inhale and exhale. Okay? Bringing
makes you
awareness, make your prana,
experience
the
ghost.
air along with your prana to your
If
heart,
the fear
settling it down.
is renounced,
When you bring your
ghost
awareness
does
there, you
not
will see that it
exist.
automatically starts settling down without pain.
Fear of
So do
death
that
is
when you get a little more
renounced,
comfortable.
death does not
Then you can
exist.
slowly progress. Today, like what I told, right? Like placing your
I'm
feet forward
repeating.
and then slowly walking up in front. Okay?
If the
Doing
fear
this a couple of
death
times
is
back and forth
renounced,
will
death
help you
does
loosen
not
out your
exist.
ankles, which can then slowly
If
pull your
fear
feet
of
up.
ghost is
So you can do it that
renounced,
way, Ma.
ghost does not exist.
Yes, she understand now.
Wake up
Thank
to
you.
the
Okay,
Thank
good.
you,
Thank you, Ma.
Oh, there's another
You
Nithyananda.
are immortal.
Nithyananda. Yes. I want to ask you for which asana it's useful to make 3 and 4 and 5 lumbar
Letting
spine.
your
This
fear of
back
death
part,
die
lower part of the back.
is
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes, which asana
greatest
is for useful
Right.
for
sacrifice.
that? Yeah.
So it actually
An
doesn't
Upanishad
go that way, Ma. There are a
tells
couple of different things that you need to do that is going to help
Tyagenaika
you. The one that we saw, which is bending down and stretching our
Amritatvamanasu.
hands forward, that is one thing that is going to help. When you push the back down, and all the other asanas, whether
Nothing
you bend down
else
and hold, whether you insert your
other
hands
than
down and hold,
Tyaga
anything that is
can
bending
give
forward,
you
or the Paschimottanasana,
immortality.
all of these are directly going to help your lower back.
Upanishad
Okay, all
means
those asanas I'm doing so like well, I don't have any issue to perform that. It's like going, I
renounce
can
the
like touch
fear of
the floor.
death.
So it's not because of elongation. It's I'm feeling there's
For
has to be like
those
awake. You know,
who
it's like
dropped the
I
fear
don't know
of
why I have that much
ghost
elongation
does
there,
not
but I
exist.
feel
Mm-hmm.
like more
For
awareness
those
when I touch
who
that
dropped
part.
the
It
fear
seems
of
not to
failure,
be.
failure does not
I don't know. It's
exist.
like maybe it's just a
For
feeling,
those who
but
You
dropped
just have
the
to bring
fear of
awareness.
death,
See, you need to listen to your
death
body.
does not
Okay,
exist.
easiest way for you to do is just close your eyes, listen to your body, bring your awareness wherever you're having the
The
discomfort or pain,
fear of
and just see
death
what is going on there. All of us are
manifests
awakened
death.
through our third eye. So through your third eye, ask your third eye to reveal what is going on, and you will
Sacrificing,
see the exact problem,
renouncing
and
the
you'll be able
fear
to
of
heal it.
death
Are you understanding, Ma?
yes, sure. Thank you.
is
All
the
right, thank you, Ma.
tyaga you
Nithyanandam.
just
Let's
need
just take
to
one last
do
question, otherwise all of you will become late. From LA team,
to
female
wake up
team,
to
one
the
of you were asking.
immortality. I tell you,
I
it
don't know.
Yes,
is
go ahead.
too easy.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
LA team, go ahead, Ma.
What you
I cannot hear you, Ma.
remember
You need to
as
turn on your mic.
was it absent before your death?
Hello, can you hear me?
Now I can hear.
Are you able
Yes, yes,
to
go ahead.
convince yourself
one person, he fell
that
down and the two
what
hands
you
in the
remember
snow,
as you, what you feel as you,
two hands
was
came
absent
out,
before the date of your
the
birth?
shoulder
Mm-hmm.
joint came
Before
Shoulder joint. Mm-hmm.
They
one
went to
day
consider
before
the
your
living,
DOB,
but
date of birth,
what happening?
was
Still
that
sometime about 2
absent?
years already, but sometime the hands are coming
No.
out.
Actually, my
Understood.
Guru,
So then
Arunagiri
Mm-hmm.
Yogeshwara,
but now they won't
showed this to me
But I am
Mm-hmm.
do you have
experientially.
kind of yoga healing for that person?
This is what he asked
It's
me.
actually going to be very specific, especially
me.
when it comes to injuries, right?
What's
We
your
cannot
date of
give
birth?
a standardized answer telling, okay, you can do
So I
this or
told
you
him,
can do that.
we usually
It requires a
tell
lot of physical attention,
Hindu
especially
tradition
major
only
surgeries
the
where, like this that you're
Hindu
mentioning, I
astrological,
cannot give
as per the
a
Hindu
over-the-counter
Panchanga.
answers. So it has to be
I
very
told them.
specific to that person. If that person, if you are able to get him or her to
Margashirsha
PSS, then we can guide them personally, like how we are guiding every one of you.
Chitra
That would be
Nakshatra,
the best way to do it.
Krishna Bhaksha,
I cannot provide an
Ashtami
answer like
Tithi.
this.
No, but happening
He
now
said,
they just put it back and she's okay.
one day
But
before
you only know this is coming out.
your birth.
No, I understand. I understand what you're telling.
So the Krishna Bhaksha,
I can only help when the person is physically there. I cannot give an
Navami
answer like this. See, if the person is
And
there, if you're asking about you, I can
Shashti
answer
Tithi.
because I'm seeing you do the asanas
Sorry, not
every day,
Navami.
right?
Navami
So I
comes
know where your
actually
limitations
after
are,
Ashtami.
where you're comfortable with. So I can give you the answer, but I cannot give an answer to the other person.
Saptami
And even
and
if I
Sashti
give,
comes
it needs to be
before
taken care and
Ashtami.
attended to. Like how I'm
So
giving,
he
right? I'm
he
telling you
asked
to
me,
do something, and then
Saptami,
as I see how you're performing, then I guide you guys further. So it has to be
Sashti,
physically attended to. That is what I'm telling. So if you can get that person to come
before
along, then we can teach them
that
to do it.
Ashtami. Ashtami means 8th day.
Yeah, I couldn't bend
He asked,
when
the 6th day and 7th day before your birth, you did not exist. I was shocked.
Understood. I saw
Because
that, Ma.
I am not able
I
to
understood
convince
that.
myself
You
I
just
did not
continue to do what you're
exist
doing
one
is
day
good.
before
Don't worry about it.
my date of
Continue to do it
birth.
consistently. You will start moving into the position.
Or
Don't
even
worry
few
about it.
days before my
You're
date of
doing the
birth.
right way. Don't
Or
worry.
even few years before my date of birth.
also in the left leg I can bend it, but the
I saw. I
He
saw.
just
I saw.
smiled at me
Don't
and
worry
said,
about it. It is
"Hey,
okay. Just learn to become more and more
how
comfortable,
much
become more
ever
and more
you
consistent
try
with
to
doing it. You will
convince,
start getting it in. Okay? Don't worry
you
about it.
did
You're on the
not
right track.
exist before your birth.
Thank you, Ma.
You
Nithyananda.
can't convince you because there is a component in you
Yes. Thank you, Ma
which
Nithyanandam.
was alive
Thank you, everybody.
before your
Nithyanandam.
so-called birth, which will be alive forever. So you can never convince you that you were not there or you are not going to be there. How much ever you show the external evidences and contemplate, attempt to convince yourself forever, like how you are trying to convince yourself in various things. But